So today we're going to talk about the setup of the ProStand arbor and shaft measuring system. We supply you some T-nuts. Those T-nuts can be installed in the bottom right T-slot and the bottom leftmost T-slot. You mount this to your table, you need to drill holes for an M8 fastener or a 5/16/18 fastener at exactly 442 millimeters apart. From T-slot center to T-slot center, 442 millimeters. The spacing front to back is not very important because we give you 4 T-nuts. You can put one in the front corner, one in the rear corner on each side. So we recommend no less than 500 millimeters, but of course it could be longer if you chose. So ProStand system needs a few things assembled before initial operation. For starters, we're going to install the 17-inch monitor onto the supplied mount. Once you have the screws installed, you want to connect the 2 cables for the monitor. The VGA line connects to the back of the ProStand where it says Video Connect. Same for the ProStand unit itself. It has a power cord, plugs into the back of the stand. That power cord then plugs into your power strip or your power outlet. One more step with the connection of the back of the ProStand. You can connect the ProStand to a printer if you want to print labels that get applied to your tooling so you have a record of what they measured at. Or you can connect ProStand to a computer. Next step is you're going to remove the lens cap. So when this unit ships to you, there's a full color camera up inside. There's also a lens and a ring light. So in order to get the system prepared for use, we're going to remove this lens cover. There are 2 set screws per hand wheel. They're mounted 90 degrees to each other. So you tighten one and then tighten the other. We need to adjust the V-block spacing for our particular arbor or shaft that we're going to be using. And typically that's going to mate directly to the type of grinder that you're using to sharpen your tools. This is the winding shaft with no tooling, of course, installed. We load that on there. Typically, if you want to maintain axial constancy, you can push this bearing right up against the leftmost V-block. But you can see that that shaft is parallel to the tabletop, so our spacer is the right dimension. If you had a different offset between the 2 bearings on the shaft, it would sit in the wrong position. That's why we install the spacer block. So once that shaft is installed, we do recommend you use a straight shaft with no tooling for the setup part. We need to verify and set the unit up so that it's focusing on the center plane of the shaft. And so we actually supply you a tool to do that with. We're going to adjust only the bottom adjustment. And you adjust this until the image on the screen is in focus at point A on the focus tool. We want to move our line like crosshairs to its right on the edge of that shaft. And then we program our radial dimension. So I measure the diameter of this shaft to be 38.07 millimeters. So I'm going to come over to my calculator. I'm going to type in 38.07 divided by 2 because I want the radius dimension. So that's 19.04, we're going to round up, 19.04 millimeters. So we go on the digital readout here, we press the select button to get to the radial axis, and you know you're there when the R is flashing. The easiest way to program 19.04 millimeters, let's go to millimeters mode first. I'm going to 0 the reading and then hold the plus key until I get to my mark. And notice every 3 seconds I hold that plus key, the speed of the increment increases. So once we're set, you press the select key and that locks the value in. ProStand comes with a built-in light control, and you can turn the lighting up to increase the brightness of the ring light for the camera system. Now you might find that you need to turn that down. You might also find that your overhead lighting in your shop needs to be adjusted. We also supply a red or an orange colored mat, which can be placed under the shaft between the V-blocks. In a lot of cases we find that increases our contrast on the LCD screen much better than the white background. So that's with the red, and that's with the white. Put the red back in.